Hey guys, today I want to talk about how I made another custom Super Mario Bros. Wonder badge challenge level. This time one that uses the parachute cap badge. Basically, the first idea I ever had for a custom badge challenge was to make one that revolves around the parachute cap's ability to let you climb walls, which you're never really required to take advantage of in the original game. I liked the idea of having the player ascend walls that are covered in little sparkies or electrical currents, so those are the mechanics I decided to include in my level, and since it's a theme I haven't used before and it fits with little sparkies, I decided to make this a desert temple level. So now let's have a look at the level design process. You've probably already guessed from the length of this video, but this is by far the shortest amount of time I've ever spent working on a Wonder level. In fact, I made this level in a single sitting. And that's because of two reasons. Obviously, with this being a badge challenge, it has to be short, and I also sort of meticulously planned this level out ahead of time, which made actually creating it a breeze. What's become a bit of a trend in the 2D Mario modding community from what I've seen is sketching your levels out before making them. But even though I do plan my levels before making them, drawing them is something I usually don't do. However, with how this level structure is kind of all over the place, it was hard for me to mentally visualize it before starting work on it, so for once I actually did roughly sketch out the whole thing. And as you can probably tell, the sketch is super close to what I ended up making, so it really helped. Also, the reason the level is so short and strangely structured is because this is a part of my continued effort to try to emulate the design style of the original game's badge challenge levels. My first badge challenge was arguably too long and too traditional in its structure, so I really tried to shake things up with this one, and I think I succeeded. The wall jumping with the parachute cap badge trick isn't super hard on its own, but in combination with all the other obstacles and setups I came up with, this may be one of the hardest levels I've made yet. I actually did put some thought into that though, because this level's difficulty means it'll likely appear relatively late in my hypothetical Wonder mod. Which would be cool since it means players won't be able to use the parachute cap badge to cheese the earlier levels. I recently replayed the entire game without using any badges outside of badge challenges, and I found that it's mostly a lot more enjoyable when you can't correct every jump you misjudge by using a badge like the parachute cap one. I'll be interested to see if I can find abnormal applications of some of the game's other less interesting badges as well, because I'm hoping to eventually make badge challenge levels for most of the badges in the game, not just for the blue badge type that didn't have any challenges in the original game. If you watched my previous level creation video, you may remember I talked about how burners in Super Mario Bros. Wonder don't allow you to control their activation time precisely in the way you can in prior 2D Mario games. Well, luckily that does apply to the electrical current blocks that I used in this level, so I was able to adjust the time those turn on and off for down to the frame. Most of the original game's badge challenge levels are basically spammed to the brim with question mark blocks that give you a mushroom. But because this level's main threat was something that would only damage but not instantly kill you if you'd used a mushroom, I decided to make all the power-ups in this level a bit hidden. And of course, since there's no penalty for dying in a badge challenge level, I think it's totally fine to design a level like this around more of a trial and error type of gameplay, as opposed to normal levels which should generally be fully comprehensible to most people on a first attempt. It still sort of hurts me to design the purple 10 coin locations for badge challenge levels, because I usually make my collectibles quite difficult to find. For example, like half of the badge challenges in the original game put their last purple 10 coin right on top of the goal ball, which is something I never really liked. However, with how compact this level is, and with how difficult it is to get to the top of the flagpole, against my usual preferences, I decided to do exactly that for the third purple 10 coin in this level as well. I didn't end up recording this for the time-lapse, but you know how the original game sometimes features these badge lines that indicate where or how to use your badge in challenge levels? Well, I ended up putting one of those at the very start of the level to indicate how to do a parachute cap wall jump, so hopefully if people who don't know about that trick end up playing the mod, they'll still be able to figure it out. Anyways, that's the end of the time-lapse, so let's go check out the level in-game. And here we are. This is the normal badge menu thing that pops up at the start of every badge challenge level. And this, like I talked about just now, this line here indicates how to do this parachute cap wall jumping thing, which is actually really simple. I don't think anyone should really struggle with that after figuring out the first jump here. And in general, like, honestly, this first part is actually really easy with the little sparkies, and this purple 10 coin is also really simple. It's really only here that the level maybe gets a bit difficult with these slope jumps. Though actually, if I fall down intentionally, you can see that the talking flower reacts to that, because I imagine some people might struggle with this section a little bit. You can also technically get up to this, like, 2 wide slope section up there by doing a jump like this. But I found that it's easier, obviously, to do that, and that's also the intended thing to do there, basically. And over here there's a bit of a coin secret to sort of fill out the level a little bit. And the timing of this section here is way more difficult than going over to the left. So that's why you get rewarded with the second purple 10 coin if you go to the right. And the idea here is that you sort of stall on the wall to avoid this electric current thing. And I hope that's clear to most people, and if not, then like I said, during the time-lapse, having a bit of like trial and error in the gameplay of a badge challenge is fine, because there's no penalty for dying. This section is kind of the same in that it can be kind of tricky and maybe a bit difficult on the first attempt, but once you figure it out, it's actually super duper simple. And we have to hit this Wonder Bud over here. I put that Wonder Bud there without really knowing what I was going to do with it, and then I came up with the idea of making it move this block, because originally this block was just up here by default, but this adds a bit more of a dynamic element to the final part of the level here, because we're already at the goal pole. All we have to do is get this purple 10 coin. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this playthrough of the level, and also for this video, guys. So if you enjoyed, maybe consider leaving a like, or subscribing, or commenting, or whatever. I also have a Discord server and a YouTube channel memberships that let you watch my videos early. But thank you so much for watching, and bye bye!